Exciting episode of Levack and Goz, Techies Tuesdays. Normally live from Techies Fire and Water Restoration or the MVP Arena. Today, live from our domiciles. How are you? Hi, Goz. How's your day so far?
Isn't that called ASMR when people talk that?
ASMR is when you're like, I'm chewing lettuce, brushing my teeth. I can't believe that it's not butter. I just sound like Shatner really close to you.
Are they all sexual? Is that what that is? ASMR?
I don't know. I think, honestly, I don't think they are, but people are sexually motivated by them, which is just weird, but people are weird. So I once heard a great poet named Jim Morrison say, people are strange when you're a stranger. People seem ugly when you're alone, when you're strange. So I think that might be something to do with it. I'm not sure, though. I'm not even drunk yet, but this is going to be a thing.
Well, I'm glad you're drinking right now. I kind of want to take the lead here on this first topic. I want reactions from you. I want a reaction from moments ago, the Albany Empire Coaches Show. Levack, over the years,
I've heard it's good. I've heard it's very good.
You and I have seen different variations of coaches shows throughout the Capital Region in different forms, different platforms. Not to criticize other coaches' shows, but I would say
they suck in comparison. I mean, I'm not a part of those, so they're not good. You know,
I would say, and this is again, just to be soft with this, whether television, whether it's radio, whether it's a different forum, I would say most coaches' shows have been pretty softball questions like, hey, here are the questions. Here's what we're going to ask you. We're going to tape it. And we're just going to move on and do it for 10 minutes or 20 minutes. Sometimes it's not even a coach's show, just an interview with a coach that's called a coach's show.
Right.
That was the truest coach's show I've ever watched or listened to in the Capital Region the last 7 years. I want to start with just you personally. How did you feel emotionally after the loss to San Antonio, knowing it was just going to be you and the head coach of the Empire, one-on-one with an open forum, a live microphone, and a fan base that might have been, let's say, annoyed by the loss?
Was I looking forward to today? No. But I knew Tom would answer the questions. I knew he would stand and deliver. And the one thing I really love about Coach Manas is he will tell you when we're good. Like when he brags, for lack of a better word, it's justified. But on the same coin, the other side of it is he takes his lumps. You know, and we lost a game we should have won. We lost a couple games we should have won so far this year, at least two. The first week against Carolina, they just took us up beyond the woodshed, in my opinion. We played really well in the second half, but they were more prepared. The second one, I think either team could have won. I think Carolina's really, really good. I think San Antonio showed us what people who were paying attention knew. They're getting better every week. They were gonna bite somebody. They bit us, but I wasn't. I wasn't worried about me because for whatever reason, I'm a little Teflon in this whole thing. Like when I defend, Mike, the owner, or Coach Manas or anybody else, people are like, "Oh yeah, you're just doing that because you're your friends." Not like, no, dude, I'm in this foxhole with them. Like this is like the decisions made by this team. I'm a part of that, So it's like, but people will give me a pass. So I wasn't all that worried about me. I was afraid I was going to get, for lack of a better term, pissed off because people were going to come for Coach with stuff that they shouldn't have come with. And it happened. I definitely got pissed off during the show. One individual, we'll just call him Bill because that's his name, trying to talk about you need to be a winner for us to back you around here. And it's like, since Coach has been here, we've hoisted a trophy. We dropped a banner, and we're not even close to what we should be yet. And we're in second place and not by a lot. So that ticked me off. And Coach was way better about it. He's like, no, listen, I get it. Yes, we won, but what have you done for me lately kind of thing. But I was like, nah, screw that. That's not okay. Don't come at me talking about become a winner and we'll follow you. We are a winner. Get your ass back in that seat. If that was your only problem, Bill, get in the seat. Let's go.
Yeah, there's a weird combination of what happened in this coaches show today. And I think it's really interesting for a Capital Region sports fan, whether you've been following Empire closely, whether you haven't. The fact that people were super engaged into that show, both
they were waiting on that show. They were waiting on that show.
I know, and negatively.
Waiting.
Ignoring Bill's comments, though, the fact that Coach and you address the fan base directly, live, open microphone is really cool. And I think besides like the fools that have like dumb comments like that, I feel like when you get to like the Bills, it's like an SEC coaches show. Like, what do you mean you lost to Bama? What? When are we gonna start beating Saban? Like, I feel like you get the Bills, like that's just the belly of the beast. Like you kind of know that might come.
Right.
But I like the interaction, and I don't want to call her out by name because I really like her. I find her very, very nice. Also borderline frightening. Like fans like Charlotte who were super into it, who asked really good questions, where when you ask it like that, you could ask it like, hey, I'm a passionate fan that wants to know. And Coach saw it from both ways. Hey, this is a coach who follows the team, but also is like, hey, like, yo, what's going on with Sam Castronova? I kind of like that interaction too between people like Charlotte.
I felt bad because Charlotte's questions are so well thought out. And she writes out the entire thought process, right? So I couldn't share all of them because they would take up the whole screen. And, that's like, one of the reasons we're at Sea Smoke, people want you to see Sea Smoke. Like, it's a great thing. So like I put it up, I would paraphrase it and then we would move on. And I think at one point, Charlotte kind of misunderstood Coach because his whole thing was, that is a well thought out question. You 100% have the right to ask that question. Thank you for asking a smart question. Here's my answer. And then like later we were kind of taking shots at the people who just, again, just saying reckless, stupid crap. And I think she thought we were lumping her into it. And we weren't at all. So we made sure that she knew that, but she's a really knowledgeable fan and we have some really, really knowledgeable fans. And that's a blessing and a curse. The blessing is you have knowledgeable fans. Like you can have an open and honest football conversation. And when you do something right, they're going to see it. When something happens wrong and it's not necessarily your fault, they'll see it. The curse of it is when you do something they don't like, they have a real reason for asking the question. So it's not just like me, like Sam, like Sam, you put Sam in bench, you bad person. No, it was like, hey, I've watched Sam lead this offense and he's a dynamic, athletic guy. Why did he have to go to the bench? Coach said he needed him to get his mind right. He did not start well. And no one will admit it to me, and this is me outside of the team, I feel like he got his bell rung. I do. Not like a concussion, not that far, but that you saw that hit. He had his helmet ripped off. He got up, that's one of those where like go sit down for a little bit anyway. Like even if you are fine. Like how many fingers? 2. Okay, I am holding up 2, but you know what? You take a breath. And when you got a guy like Warren Smith on the bench, you're gonna play him sooner or later, and that door opened up for a little while. Warren went out there. He had a chance to run the offense. He made some really, really great throws. He made some throws. And then Sam came back out there and just handled business. And if you get the number one question is, what if you put him out there a minute earlier? What if you put him out there 2 minutes earlier? What if you put him out there 4 minutes earlier? Do we make it all the way back? Because if there was 3 more minutes in that game, if there was 40 more seconds in that game, we probably win it. So I get that. And I know Sam's not complaining, so I'm not complaining. And I know that the game that matters most now is Carolina.
I'm intrigued and fascinated by how this plays out for the rest of the season. Some of that stuff that like the payoffs to those answers and questions, everything else. There you go. Shout out to Tom Gross, man. I love that guy. Yeah, I'm going to save for some of that for today. Yeah, I'm going to save some of that for the weekend show because I think we'll have more answers to that. I also want people to check out the show because it was really good. I do want to toss it to this because I enjoy this and I think it's really interesting. Did you find it awkward having to respond to fans about former players today?
I don't love it. I don't love it.
I don't like it either. What's a bizarre thing.
It really is. And it's interesting too, because I have a history with one of the guys that was brought up, and it's not a great history. One of the other guys who grew up, like people think Tommy Grady and I don't get along. We were on different ends of a misunderstanding. I'm a huge supporter of Tommy Grady and everything he's accomplished, and will continue to be so. The other guy, I think people give him a pass because he's local. I think he does a lot of shady shit. I really, really do. And I'll say that publicly. I don't mind. I don't want to, but when his name comes up all the time, it's like, okay, yes, he could play his position, but he did some really shady stuff, and I can't let it go as easily as other people can.
I think there's like a disconnect, and I don't know if this is unique to Empire fans, or maybe it is unique to Empire fans, just because it's a marketable league and you find out about the names and it's presented that way. Because we'll use this comparison because we just kind of joked around about college coaches shows to pro coaches shows.
Mm-hmm.
The college coaches shows, you're dealing with a limited time span, right? Like, you're going to have 4 to 5 years of eligibility, depending on red shirts, depending on all that stuff. So there's more of a pressure to get some younger guys on the field. But the fans know, like, hey, either this freshman or sophomore is going to play or he's going to transfer. That's like the pressure to put him out there. For pro coaches shows, like you just hosted, it's like when the guy leaves, he's not coming back. Like, hey, he's on another team. He's retired. He's moved on to a different league. It's not as if there's all of a sudden going to be like, I miss so-and-so, bring him back. Like, I feel like there should be more of an understanding of, like, that's not how pro sports work. And I don't know why there's a disconnect there between some of the fans who want some of these former players back and still calling for it halfway through a season.
Well, and the fact is, look, we got a guy, and he's hurt right now, but Mark is a monster. He is everything you would want in a teammate. And once the ball issues were sorted out, he did work. You know what I mean? And it was, it sucks he's hurt right now, but it's also funny to me that those comments went away for a little while. And then all of a sudden Mark's hurt and it's like, oh yeah, no, what about that guy? It's like, okay, well, you weren't saying that guy's name when Mark was burying 2 to 4 deuces a game.
Hell?
But now Mark's hurt and you're like, oh yeah, what about that guy? It's like, all right, well, seriously, like, that guy's on his 6th team this year. Like I don't.
Levack, I swear, I feel like sometimes it's robots or like bots, like search word Empire lost. Send out the message. No, they won. I don't know. Hold back.
Right.
That's not what the code says.
No, because there are people out there who pose and maybe even believe that they're Albany Empire fans, but they lay in wait for something negative to happen. And then they just go nuts. Like there was a guy going to work in the comments today, and I'm not going to say his name because I think it's what he wants. That's why I want to do it. And I not only know that he has celebrated every single victory, he's been at them. He's been to the games this year, and he's talking like he doesn't want to support this team. And it's like, I said hi to you and you were like, what's up, man? And it was, you know what I mean? So it's like, to see those ones out there, like boo hiss on Twitter and Facebook. And then like you see him in person, it's like, oh my God, I'm so excited we're winning. It's like, yeah, great. What the hell's the matter with you?
All right,
twin? Do you have a twin on Facebook?
Because you've already talked about this for 90 minutes, I'll let you go on this. Was there something, not go, like the show's not going to end. But
thank you. Goodbye, everybody.
This topic. Right. Is there anything that didn't get on the coach's show you'd like to share with us that was behind the scenes that we get that Levack and Goz exclusive on?
No, this is the sausage and broccolini pizza at Sea Smoke is amazing. I think it's the most important thing. That was great. No, we went through it. Like there's I don't know. There's a lot of things that are like are constantly moving in the land of the Empire, but nothing that's official enough to talk about yet.
That was my favorite like movie director question. You've probably heard that question like 50 times at me. Like, tell me the deleted scene that you'll only tell us.
Right. What's on the cutting room floor?
The movie was.
Your internet sucks today, by the way. It was good, then it was bad, then it was good again.
Fine.
Yeah, now you're like all grainy and choppy. Is somebody like this? It's okay. It's all right. Okay. Is Rex like messing with you in the other room? Is he like watching Bubble Guppies on like 6 TVs?
It was fine all day. And I know I'm interrupting you now. That's not the Wi-Fi. That's just me jumping in front of you.
I just figured Rex has Bubble Guppies on like every smart TV trying to mess with you.
No, he's outside. He's got a sandbox right now.
Oh, yeah.
Don't worry. Our guys from Football in the Know will remind us how great our Wi-Fi is here very soon, along with the guys from inside the walls and anybody else.
You said their names. Now they're all going to appear.
And now they're right. So I can't ask about the social media post?
Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
Did you pay that off on the podcast? Because if so,
no, not yet. There. We haven't done it yet. Right. I will tell you. It's not. I'm not ready to pay it off just yet. I'll pay it off later this week. But I will tell you. In one hand, the clue would be what once was lost now is found, and the other is I do what I want. I do what I want. And Mike lets me do what I want. So whether or not I broke a rule with what I'm going to pay off later this week, I'm doing it any damn way. And it's for the fans. So I do what I want. It's for the fans. So
God, that's such
I may have broke a rule. Let's put it this way. So I don't know how long it's going to last because apparently I broke a rule, but I don't give an F and I'm going to do it anyway. So,
well, while you think about that, and if you want to leave in your own predictions in the comments, you can. I'm going to tell you about our friends over at Mohawk Honda, Glenville, New York, wherever you live across upstate New York. Now, the summer of 2022 is the time to trade in or to sell your vehicle. How about what Mohawk Honda is going to do for you? Not only are they going to buy your car, you might sell it back to them for more than you originally bought it for. That is insane. Why? Because that supply chain, I love our visual side, Levack's losing his mind. The supply chain is still in a weird spot right now. So if you're looking for a vehicle, you can get a new ride and money in your pocket. Mohawk Honda is doing that for you. 2023 vehicles are on the way. That's why this change is happening, better for your benefit and more. Mohawk Honda, Glenville, New York. We know from experience. That's Levack breathing. We know from experience. Trade in your vehicle. Make it up. I had somebody hit me up the other day. They're like, "Hey, I'm going into Mohawk Honda. Can I just drop your name?" Like, they're a little busy. Maybe check their schedule. Go to Mohawk Honda's social media platforms and more to make sure you can get an appointment. So you can stop in and get a new ride. Mohawk Honda, where they always go out of their way to please you, and they will buy your car. No, it didn't hop on me, did it?
Yep. I don't know what's going on with your internet. It hasn't been this bad in a long time. Something's going on. Your wife's upstairs downloading porn. I guarantee it's got to be that.
That makes me sad. How about this, Levack? I will try to move the internet while we talk about the Golden State Warriors. How about that? I have a whole new setting for you. I'm going to get closer to my Wi-Fi connection.
Yeah. I mean, I got to be honest. I don't feel great about my wager. I don't feel good about it one bit. I feel like the Warriors are on now. Steph's awake. Poole's playing well. I will say it's kind of nice in the office because Trayvon Shorts has been quiet. You know, that's the one plus. He's a big Celtics fan, and him not being able to come in and go, "What about my C's?" Like that's been kind of nice. But it just feels it feels like at best Boston's gonna be able to force a game 7, but it doesn't feel good.
Yeah, I don't feel great about your wager anymore. And also, that game stunk last night.
That was terrible.
That game was terrible, man. Like, I'm so jacked up for this. I'm like, Monday night, NBA Finals, Game 5, great crowd, great 2 promising franchises, tradition. That game was terrible. You know what that game reminded me of?
Did you see her being mocked by McCarthy? And that's why I pre-roll my ad reads. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but Ryan, if you do ad reads and no one's there to watch them, do they count?
Don't do that to Ryan. No, don't do that to Ryan. Anyways,
Ryan did not talk about Goz then.
Game 5 stunk. Levack, 3 of 26 from 3. The game I was going to say it reminded me of. Remember that Warriors-Rockets game from Game 7 a few years ago in the Western Conference Finals, where the Rockets like really, really could have beaten Golden State, and like wasn't the number like 0 of 19 at one point from 3? It was just like some stupid number, and I'm just like, to this day, like that's like what 3 years ago now. They just never stopped shooting threes. Like 3 of 26, you would have thought like, okay, Steph Curry's having a terrible game. Jason Tatum should get ripped by the Boston media. Both awesome players stunk last night. Andrew Wiggins finally showed up for the first time in like 10 years. But that game was hard to watch where I'm like, I want the best of the NBA. And they're just out there like, what's Philip Seymour Hoffman, that scene, right? Rainmaker. Like, I felt like it was like him. He rose from the grave and was just putting up bricks. Yes, that's right. Came Polly.
My movie trivia has been strong today. The only thing is every time he said, all I can see is the hairy guy hitting the side of the face. That guy, I think I'm not mistaken. That guy is Melissa McCarthy's husband now, if I'm not mistaken, the hairy guy.
Yes.
Yeah. It was, that's the one thing I will say that I thought Boston was better than. That like teams love the 3 so much. It's such an integral part of what they do. It's all they can do. So you got to shoot until you can't shoot anymore. Like what Houston does. But for a team like Boston to fall in love with a little bit extra, it doesn't like you can play physical ball. Like I'd rather make 3 twos than miss 2 threes. You know, like go to the hole, get people in foul trouble, have some fun out there. Like keep it close, don't keep missing. But they just didn't look like tough. They didn't look tough last night either.
Yes,
Golden State's looking more physical than Boston right now, which is not good.
I think back to that series when it was Golden State and Memphis, where it was like Ja Morant and those guys were like getting physical with Golden State. And I was like, okay, like maybe Golden State has finally figured it out. Like maybe Golden State's going to be a little bit more physical. Then early in this series, Boston is just far more physical than Golden State. And then last night, it's like, we're kind of tired. Can we just shoot threes? Like, can we just make this a rec basketball game where like nobody, Draymond, I know you're getting criticized. Just get out there, get a few boards. We'll be fine. We'll be okay. Here's the other part of it too, right? Like we haven't, and this is very like sports fan headline stuff. There hasn't been a good game. Like these have been a lot of blowout, double-digit victories. I know there's been some comebacks, but like I want that buzzer beater. I want that Robert Horry, Derek Fisher moment. Ray Allen. We haven't had that yet either.
I don't mind the ass whoopings when they're the ones I want. You know what I mean? Like you said, it hasn't been a good game yet. The Boston wins, I felt pretty good about so far. Like I've enjoyed them. The Boston losses, there's just no reason to watch. It's almost like what the old saying used to be, what NBA games don't start till the last 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Like it almost feels like now, like who wins. Like if you were live betting early in the third quarter, you probably would do pretty well. If you were realistic about it, you'd probably do pretty well.
I've decided that what you just said, I will never wager on an NBA game pre-tip off ever again because the value, somewhere closer to Andy Serling are laughing. The value of that bet feels so much better in game. And then when you get a line, I like this question. I'll ask you this too. When you get a line in basketball that's 4 points to 5.5 points, like any, obviously 4.5, get it. Is that line in basketball more dangerous than 6.5 to 7.5 in football? So dangerous meaning like you wouldn't touch that line.
I teased it up 4 points. I had it up to 8 last night. I did I teased the under up to I would have hit the under, but I teased Boston to +8 because I was just like, I don't feel safe with 4. So I guess my answer to you is yes, I don't feel safe with 4. But it didn't actually, like I was a shot away from cashing that, which sucked. But no, I don't feel comfortable with 4. I really don't. Like I think I look for double-digit spreads in hoops. I really, really do. One way or another. Like even if I'm going to bet like a dominant Suns team in the regular season, I don't bet them at +4 because I feel like they're begging me to bet them, and it's a mistake. But you get them at like 9 to 12 range, somewhere in there, and I'm just like, Suns, let's go, let's get them. Like Knicks, give me 12 points, I'll take the Knicks all day long because they'll find a way to ugly that game up. But no, yeah, 4 is just no fun. Got to tease it up or tease it out.
Hate it, Levack. 4 to 5.5. I will pass on that every single day. I would rather take a touchdown in a football game and hope it for an extra point miss than 4 to 5.5. Because here's the thing, like you can get it right. Like you can watch a fantastic basketball game and that team you wagered on, let's call them the 4 to 5.5 point underdog, right? Like you can have it the whole game right, and then they're trailing by 2, miss a shot, foul, other team hits 2 free throws with like 45 seconds left. They do the same possession again, foul, hit 2 free throws, like 18 seconds left. You just lost your bet.
Right.
Like basketball is prone to watch you lose on free throws, which, hey, some guy runs in a late touchdown. Okay, I'll take the bad beat. But watching a dude stand at a foul line with a 1-point spread with nothing on the line except your bet is just too much emotionally for me.
I think it might upset Ryan McCarthy. He just has not. Usually he fires right back after I give him crap, and apparently he's crying in the corner. Little B is.
Ryan, hopefully, I think is fine. The Morning Cup, by the way, is his new podcast, so we'll give him a nice plug for that. Morning Cup, a new addition to Goz Media. The Morning Cup, the first daily sports podcast for Goz Media. So there's the plug.
I don't know how I feel about that. What time does it go on?
Like 5 a.m.
Oh, what's he do? Tape it the night before?
Oh, we don't have to give away all the secrets.
He's not getting up that early. Nobody's up that early. He's a liar.
Well, whether you're staying up late or getting up early,
his mother dresses him funny. He smells like elderberries. We
hope you go to concerts or venues or arenas this summer. The place to buy your tickets is SeatGeek.
SeatGeek.com.
SeatGeek.com. SeatGeek.com. If you use the promo code GOZ, G-O-Z, that's promo code GOZ, G-O-Z. For your first purchase over $50, you'll get $20 off your purchase. So whether it's Syracuse basketball, you got my posters here in the background on our visual side, Albany, March Madness on the way, concerts at SPAC, across upstate New York, from Utica to Albany, wherever you want to go to some concerts upcoming this summer, you get $20 off your ticket purchase by using SeatGeek.com.
SeatGeek.
Promo code GOZ.
Goz.
G-O-Z. Promo code GOZ.
G-O-Z.
SeatGeek.com. $20 off of any purchase over $50 for tickets this summer. SeatGeek.com is your place to find your tickets, your seats, your best way to have fun this summer. SeatGeek.com. Promo code GOZ. G-O-Z for $20 off your order.
$20 off your order. Promo code GOZ. G-O-Z.
I like how I'm sweating through the reads today. After that first one got all chopped up. Now I'm
That's
actually
hot.
going to the bench, like getting a towel, like, oh man, nailed that SeatGeek read, huh? Oh man, can't wait for that Lily and David coming up. I feel good. Look, my hair looks outrageous now.
You know, it's like those situations, like, you know, he doesn't really have his best stuff, but he's working through it. He's working through it today, kids. He doesn't have the splitter, but he's working the change. Everything's going to be okay.
He spelled Stanley Cup excitement right. He wasn't sure where that E was supposed to go in excitement, but he nailed it thanks to spell check.
I don't. That's why I have Grammarly. Oh, here you go. Ryan's back. I'm not giving away my recording secrets to a guy whose mother was a hamster. My mother's a dead hamster. I hope you're happy.
Oh my God.
I hope you're happy.
God, dark.
Wow. I fart in your general direction. How dare you? Bringing up my poor deceased hamster mother.
How could you, Ryan?
She was proud. She was a proud hamster. Her and Nibbles and Fluffy, they all ran that wheel. They ran that wheel.
There's you know what? I'm going to leave that Nibbles story. You know, I'll tell it. There's a child's book up here in my house with a lost bunny named Nibbles. So I don't know if that's that same character in your life. If Nibbles is a well-known bunny name.
You ever want to cry? Watership Down. Saddest bunny movie ever. Watership Down. Check it out. There's a remake. They did like a new animated series, but not as sad as the original. I remember being a kid and just being like, looking at my brother and going, "Why'd you let me watch that?" Like it's heart-wrenching. Watership Down. You need to cry? Watch it.
I will never watch that movie.
Do you ever melt down? Do you ever get a good cry in? You ever just do it?
I would say, oh man, the last movie I cried in. Oh man. I know I cried at Friday Night Lights the first time it came out, but that's a little different because it's like
no, I cry at every Pixar movie. I cry at every single Pixar movie. My kid will look over me from like 8 to 18 now. Just like, really, Dad? Really? I'm like, it's Dusty. It was Dusty when the toys had decided whether to live or die. It was Dusty. What do you want from me?
You know what else got my parents the other day was the start of the movie Up. Like they were upset. Like that. They were like not happy.
Yeah,
we put
they've
the
never
movie
seen it
on.
before?
They're like, what is this?
They've never seen it before?
No.
That is that like I think I speak for everyone when I say F you Pixar on that one, because like that was emotional terrorism. The beginning of Up, they're like, oh, it's a nice Pixar movie. I see the kid with the backpack. There's a dog named Doug. It's be great. And then all of a sudden, like 4 or 5 minutes in, you're like, what the hell are you like? Was Bambi's mother not enough torture? We have to do this again? How dare you?
Speaking about movies, by the way, did you know, was I like the only one not aware of this? There's a Tyson movie already out. I'm not talking like the one that was like a documentary a few years ago, or like the one about his one-man comic routine, because you sent me the new trailer that's coming out for Hulu in August. It's like a multiple part episode mini series about Tyson. Yeah. Not the Jamie Foxx one. I'm glad I'm clarifying all the Tyson projects. There's like a Tyson movie from like 1995 on HBO. And I'll tell you, I went down fast. I was out in a good 10 minutes into that Tyson film. It stunk.
Listen, keep talking like this, guys. I'm going to put you out even faster, you little bitch. Punch you right in the face.
It's terrible.
It's not a terrible movie. You just don't understand it. Cuss loved it.
There's one about him, and Ving Rhames plays Don King in a movie that won like an award. That's from like 97.
I remember the Don King one.
Okay.
I remember with Ving Rhames.
Which, by the way, he is still alive.
Right? Or something like that.
Yes,
right?
It was. Only in America, I believe it's called. And Don King's still alive. He's like 90 years old.
That was the one. I believe that's the movie where the line, like, he's in the men's room And the guy next to him goes, "You're not going to wash your hands?" And he drops the N-bomb. He's like, "N, I wash my hands before I touch my pee-pee." And I'm like, at some point in my life, I'm not going to wash my hands and try to I want to drop that line. Obviously, there's like the first part I have to drop like a honky or something instead. But that I just remember that like line going, "Holy crap!" like Don King is wild.
Two murders in his life.
Yeah. Yep. Allegedly. No.
Allegedly. I think I didn't finish his Wikipedia now that you mentioned it.
Once you read Wikipedia, you know everything about a person.
Now that the Lightning are in, are you excited for the Stanley Cup?
No, I'm done. Hockey's over. Second, the Rangers blew it. I'm out. I'm over. I would like Lightning. Oh no, don't win a third straight cup. The Avalanche will hopefully win this one. Screw the Lightning. And then actually, when does the Stanley Cup end? It'll be end of the next, like middle July.
I believe probably next week.
Next week,
how the series goes.
I feel like, and then what? The next season starts 3 weeks after that. I think preseason starts like isn't the first preseason game after the 2 minutes after Game 7?
No, I think we're gonna wait till the fall this year.
Are you sure? I think I read they're already playing. Actually, I think we're 4 games into the season right now.
I've officially accepted that every team that's won a championship in 2020, I'm forgetting they all won. I know you and I had these conversations about like, will COVID championships count? What will it mean for a legacy? Totally forgot that the Dodgers and Rays played in that World Series. Like I think I did that for trivia the other day, and I'm like, oh my God, that's right. That World Series happened. The Lakers and the Heat, and now the Lightning. I believe it was the Canadians they played, and didn't have the same field because obviously Canadian fans couldn't be there to root on their team. And I don't even know if I got that right. I feel like I'm mixing up my Stanley Cups just saying that one out loud.
Yeah, I don't remember. The Stanley Cup. I wouldn't be able to pull the Stanley Cup regardless of the year. Like it's 94. I know the Rangers won. I forgot who they beat. Like I'm a fair weather hockey fan. I like when the Rangers play. I don't really care otherwise. Or if I'm there drinking, let's go, or if, hey, if we want to, pretend fans will come to the games, let's do another team here. But, no, I'm not a big hockey guy. It's not.
Canadians 2021, and then the Stars in 2020.
Oh, it's the Stars, you idiot! Just like I told you. Duh, I knew that. The South Dakota Stars. Yeah, I know. I remember that.
Sorry, hockey does start if you're listening on a Wednesday. Starts Wednesday. If you're listening to us on a Tuesday, it didn't start yet, so don't get confused.
Oh, the new season starts on Wednesday? Okay, cool. Good to know. It doesn't there's no off season in hockey. There's none. Like you stop, like I go, oh great, I can stop listening to people tell me I need to talk about more hockey for a while, and then like 2 minutes later, it's like, oh, I'm talking about the season opener. It's like, what already? Really? Holy.
For the people who yell at us about talking more hockey, I forgot where our guy Matt went, although we do love Matt. This is probably the end of the hockey talk for Levack and Goz for a while.
You know what? We'll acknowledge when the Avalanche win in 5, but that'll be it.
I also like the Avalanche to win the series, and I feel
5?
like I predict. I don't know if I'm that bold.
Pussy.
4.
Pussy. Oh, sweep! Whoa!
No.
Bring out the Zamboni. We sweeping the ice, baby.
6.
Jesus, I still can't believe Ryan McCarthy talked about my poor deceased mother. That's hurtful. I thought he was a man of the cloth. I thought he was like a priest or something.
Well, Ryan and Levack, don't forget this weekend is Father's Day.
Yeah. My dad's also dead. Bring that up. Great. Way to go.
Well, if you want to honor your dad, Lily and David Fine Jewelers can help you find the
Yes, I'm a dad. Get me things. Let's go.
If you're looking for a wonderful watch for your style for graduations and weddings and everything else happening this summer, maybe family gatherings, reunions. Do people still do family reunions? I feel like that's
not my. Well, I heard my family does. I'm just not invited to them.
I heard during the coach's show, coach is like, it's always great having family supporting you through tough times. And Levack goes, not my family.
He goes, your family always supports you through tough times. I'm like, not my family. My family are my tough times. What are you talking about?
Just sitting there laughing alone, watching the coach's show.
I'm going down to visit my nephew and his wife after the season. And like, I go to my one brother. I'm like, hey, do you want to go? Nah, it's too hot. I'm like, I would ask my sister, but she's not talking to me. My other sister kicked it, and the other brother's not talking to me. So I guess it's me. I guess I'm going. I go to my daughter, hey, you want to go? She's like, nah, I'm busy. I'm like, all right. Zach, you drew the short straw. Uncle Jeff's coming to town, and you're stuck with me.
And nothing says family quite like Lily and David Fine Jewelers.
Maybe this is my way back in, guys. Maybe this is it.
Is it.
Maybe Alyssa can help me get back in with the fam. Like, I'll tell a little bit about my brother, my other brother, Daryl, and my sister, who's not talking to me. And then she'll go, all right, if you really want to get this for this one, get this for this one, and get this for this one. And I'll be like, well, my budget's a little lower for that one. I don't like her as much. And then she'll go, okay, well, get this for her, that one, because she's got like something for every budget. That's what they do. They're awesome like that. And I can be back in with the family.
Did you say your brother's name's Daryl? You don't have a brother named Daryl.
It's a Bob Newhart reference. The Newhart show. There was like this guy who would come in all the time. This is my brother Daryl. This is my other brother Daryl. So whenever I say my other brother, I have to say Daryl.
If someone got the Bob Newhart reference on this podcast, I will give you a Godzilla Media t-shirt. I have some right next to me.
Do I finally get one? I want a Levack and Goz shirt.
Okay, we'll take that up with.
I was talking to Nick Hague today.
Yeah,
and he's got an iced out 47 he wears, like this really nice necklace. I go, dude, I want to do that, but what would I wear? He's like, you get Levack and Goz, guy. You get a Levack and Goz right there. You'll be good to go. I'm like, I don't know if I want Goz around my neck. I already have carry him on my back.
Guess what? I heard that. I heard that. Lily and David Fine Jewelers, Route 50, the shops of Wilton. This weekend is where you go, Nick Hague and Levack. You guys set that joke up weeks ago. How dare you? Alyssa and David and the crew will help you this Father's Day, or if you're celebrating a wonderful wedding anniversary like I am later this month, go to Lily and David Fine Jewelers. Alyssa, David will help you find swag or ice like Nick Hague, or connect with your family.
Fire.
Like
it's ice. It's fire.
Lily and David Fine Jewelers. Tell them Levack, Goz, Nick Hague,
hey,
and your family. Hey,
Bells.
Sent you.
Bells, are you listening? Go to Lily and David for me. Come on. Dad loves you. If you buy me a present, my love can be bought. And I think you kind of forgot too. As the, emperor, team president of the Empire, I'm kind of the father of all Empire fans. I feel like you all owe me something from Lily and David Fine Jewelers. You're welcome. I helped you out. I told you what to get me. There you go. You've been promising me a watch for how many years now?
A lot. Many years. I just have this image now of like the next home opener, like you're standing in the atrium up on like where the fountain is. Hello, where are my gifts? It is a Sunday.
Here we go, Ryan. I got it, but I'm old AF like Levack. XXL, please.
All right,
I'm gonna be sitting in a chair in the atrium in front of the waterfall, going, "Today on the day of the family fun day, you brought me a present from Lily and David Fine Jewelers. Let's make sure it's a good one, okay? All right." They hand me something like, "You didn't go to Lily and David. Why would you insult me in such a way? Today you sleep with the fishes." Be done with it.
Well, that's a solid impression. For whatever reason, now I think of that as Mike Corda's real voice. I know it's not, but I just like in my head, I think it's Mike's real voice.
Like Mike winks at like people Mike really likes, like his daughter, my daughter, like kids and stuff, like his wife. Like Michael across the room, he'll like drop a quick wink. And my daughter always goes, "I love when Mike winks. I feel like I'm in the Mobs or something." Yeah, he's the Polish Tony Soprano. What do you want?
He's not Italian?
No, he's Polish. Yeah.
What?
How many KW names are Italian? His name is Quada.
I thought he switched it or something. I thought it was like a
No, he's Polish. Big old Polak.
Man, I did not guess that.
He's one of your people.
Good for you, Mike. Good for you. Levack, have you heard about this Clint Frazier drama involving the Yankees and the Cubs?
Enlighten me as to the drama that is Clint Frazier.
All right, so a few weeks ago, we'll call it earlier this month. We'll do that one instead. Ooh. Earlier this month, Clint Frazier, there was a quote out there floating around that people are asking about the upcoming Yankees-Cubs matchup, interleague, these teams would face off, all that stuff. And basically, Frazier, along the line, said, it's nice to not care about how I have to look. I'm paraphrasing there, but basically it was like, I don't have to care about how I look. Talking about his hair, talking about shaving, all that stuff. Now, look, Clint Frazier got hurt. Appendectomy, I believe.
Every single 15 seconds, Clint Frazier gets hurt. That's
right. So he got hurt. Actually. He was going through some injury problems. He wasn't playing well. Like he's batting under like 225. He was playing terrible for the Cubs. So
that's a shock. It's crazy.
Today, Clint Frazier was designated for assignment.
Oh no.
So that means he's off the 40-man roster. So for those who don't follow what this means, someone can claim Clint Frazier before he basically becomes a free agent. Someone can claim him before he hits the minors, and they can go to his team. But it's more than likely he's not going to be a Chicago Cub anymore. Now, Cubs fans quickly would note this, that Frazier is playing better than Jason Hayward, who's had a really nice career, but Hayward's 5 years older, also hurt, also injured. Let's remind people that Jason Hayward, the reason he wasn't cut instead of Frazier is because the Cubs owe him $44 million still on a 2-year contract, a la Jacoby Ellsbury, kind of for the Yankees, the best comparison there of old guys they want to get rid of who can.
I don't recall that.
So unfortunately for Yankee fans, they don't get to watch Clint Frazier take on the Yankees. I guess let's start with the front of this first. Are you surprised at all that Frazier did not work in Chicago?
A little bit. I mean, he's actually like, I've always wanted to see what happened if everything came together for him, best bat speed in the league and all this stuff. And I thought that given the opportunity to play more regularly, he'd be good. So a little bit, but when you can't look inward as to why things don't work at all, that's a sign. That's a sign that you're going to take the easy way out. You'd rather blame the Yankees and not be able to have facial hair, or you have to get a haircut to why you weren't successful, as opposed to you had an attitude problem. You made it difficult to like you. I 100% believe that you asked for Mickey Mantle's number. Like you were a dick and you rubbed everybody the wrong way. And you never tried to fit in at all. You focused on fitting out, and that's why it didn't work in New York. But no, if you want to make it about haircuts, okay, fine. Now we're seeing it didn't work with the Cubs. Okay, what's going to be the excuse in Chicago? It's very windy there. It's going to be something that's not him, obviously.
I'm glad I added the Hayward thing, because all that stuff you said is true. Like, he had opportunities to be successful in New York. Like the Clint Frazier defenders, look, there were times where Clint Frazier was right here. Awesome. It was me. Right. Like, you cannot deny the talent. And there were times where injuries, Judge, Stanton, Hicks, whoever it was, Frazier would step in and was a Major League Baseball player. Like you and I, this, like we had conversations of, there were so many teams in this league that said Frazier is what was the expression I think I've heard? Quadruple A ball player.
Oh, like, 4A.
4A. There we go. Yeah, right. So he was really good for the Yankees. All the stuff you laid out, totally agree with. Attitude problem, didn't fit the culture, if we want to use that cliche. All that stuff's true, because he could have changed. And by the way, that's the stuff that was reported. Right. If that actually got to the media, I can only imagine the stuff that was never reported. That's like fair. How much of a problem he probably was, how much of the swagger rubbed people the wrong way, especially veterans who probably think of that guy and be like, all right, you're the backup to the backup. Where's this ego coming from, man? I can't get a first round pick, but like, yeah. And the thing with Chicago is, I'm glad I brought up Hayward, because I'm sure if Frazier was more productive, and I'm not even saying like 300, I'm saying like 250. If Frazier was more productive, quieter, and a little bit healthier, like I'm just talking like 15 more games, he would still be on the roster. It's like any other job. When like you're close between two people of getting a promotion, or you're close to two people from getting fired, or you're close to two people from whatever, dating a guy. I don't know. Like, give yourself every reason to get that opportunity. And Frazier constantly gave him far less reasons for a team, a franchise to do it, than far more opportunities to do it.
How many guys are you trying to date? I'm just curious.
Happy Pride Month, everybody.
Happy Pride, my friend. Well, it's the age-old thing. Like, if you're gonna suck at your job, don't be vocal about it. You know what I mean? It's like when stay quiet, be under the radar until you get your stuff together. He's vocal and wasn't good. Like the Cubs he didn't give the Cubs a choice. You had to make a move. Well, there's an easy one for you. Let's go that way. But
from an entertainment value though, wouldn't it have been great if Frazier was out there talking smack, like played the heel role? I think Cub fan would have loved Frazier. If they gave him another week, he could have truly ignited the season and changed things for Chicago to be like, we don't care who the Yankees are. I hate these guys. He could have sold it WWE style, cut like a promo on the Yankees and like gotten people's faces. I think from an entertainment value, look, Yankee fans like you would have hated Clint Frazier. He would have gone to the dark side. But from a baseball fan, it would have been really fun to watch if he decided to go like that.
Yeah, but it only matters if you're good. You know what I mean? Like he would have talked, but would he have played? That's the question. I mean, my favorite part of the weekend was Cubs social media trying to get playful and talk smack to Yankee fan annihilating them. Yankee fans think everything's a home run, and sure enough, the Yankees hit like 6 or 7 home runs in the game. Matt Carpenter goes yard twice with his little upper lip fur that he's got rocking right now. He would have had to talk and then walk it to really make it good. Just talking it would have been funny for a couple seconds, but it would have got sad. It would have been sad at some point. It's like,
I wanted more. Like you said, I know they just played. I wanted more. I wanted the whole thing, dude. I wanted him to pay off from the beginning. I wanted him to be out there screaming like a madman. I wanted like a rematch in the world. I wanted something more in that storyline for Frazier and the Cubs.
Toss salad and scrambled eggs.
Speaking about the Yankees too, by the
there?
way, when we talk about, I want to get to Aaron Judge, but when we talk about the Yankees and New York sports, especially baseball this upcoming year, we want to give love to our friends over at Johnstone Supply in
Johnstone Supply.
Our friend Tom and George and the crew.
I love me, Tom.
Are back with us this summer. Summer is here, and you can feel the heat. If you're watching on our visual side, you can actually watch Levack and I sweat through this podcast.
Maybe we going, buddy. Feeling pretty good.
Maybe we got to upgrade our AC though. If we want to stay cool all summer indoors, we can call Johnstone Supply in Troy.
Can they fix your internet?
Maybe if they ask the high efficiency central AC units, the ductless mini splits, Levack, Fujitsu, Goodman, Westinghouse.
Those mini splits are cool.
Yeah, they are.
Because my house is too old to put in a duct system. So like I would have, if I was going to do AC right, I would put in the splits, and they work, man. Like that's the way to go. That is 100%. Because a lot of the studios used to have the splits, but they work well. Ours didn't. That's why ours was always 1,000,000 degrees. But like, yeah, those are cool. They're a great option if you don't have a duct system like this house.
518-272-5922. 518-272-5922. That is the number to Johnstone Supply in Troy. Check them out online, johnstonesupply.com. Facebook as well if you've got questions. One more time for the number, 518-272-5922. If you're in Troy this summer, stop into their location on 6th Avenue. AC units. Walk in to scream at Tom, I don't want to sweat anymore. Yeah. Levack was talking about the splits, and he sounds like those are pretty cool. I want some of those.
Dude, I tell you, make a difference. They make a difference. That's what's up. Johnstone Supply. Is he still rocking that lip fur? Is he still got that going?
Not as intense as it used to be. I should have probably commented the last time I saw him.
Did you see the Photoshop that went crazy of Matt Carpenter?
Yes, I thought that was real. Wait, that was Photoshop. No, I swear to God, I bought it. I thought it was real. You're talking about the huge run the bases? That was fake?
No. The mustache is real. Somebody photoshopped the shirt, so he's sitting there with one of the short sleeve Yankee hoodies, and it says "mustache rides $2" on the shirt. Like it looked to the point where I hope somebody makes them, and then I will shave my beard at that point. Then I'll do it. His mustache is stellar. Like that's a Tom Selleck Magnum PI. That mustache is next freaking level.
Are we surprised that more people like just don't play that? I guess I'll call it a gimmick. The gimmick. I feel like Giambi, Carpenter. Is there other
Nestor
Cortez, of course, right? He's playing really well.
There was a bunch of them the one year that did it.
Yes, like I feel like it was the middle 2010s.
Yeah. But well, it is like once you grow that mustache, you either have to become a state trooper and or stay 500 feet from all schools. So it's a bold strategy, Cotton. It really, really is.
There's also something, just the allure of it being a Yankee, because look, there's probably tons of guys in Major League Baseball with far funnier facial hair. Like some guys want to make that the reason why people know who they are, and other teams. The fact that it's the Yankees always gets more attention, and because of how well groomed it is.
Oh, it's perfect. I mean, that thing is stellar. That is, if I was going to do a mustache, I would hope it looked like that. That's all there is to it.
I know George Steinbrenner obviously is no longer with us, but do you feel like there's actually someone who monitors? Do you think there's someone who checks up on the facial hair? Like, that is actually someone's job in the office, like facial hair checker.
Well, no, it's like probably the entire, the uniform, everything. Look, everything you do is on camera. It would take about 5 seconds for me to review a film and see that you broke the rules. It is interesting that in this day and age where everything is like more acceptable, tattoos are more acceptable, facial hair, you're not a dirty hippie just because you have facial hair. It is interesting that they still they hold that line, but I mean, I'm a fan of it since I don't have to adhere to it, but I would definitely put a tax in there on them. Look, if I'm losing the beard, and I got to rock my double chins out in the breeze. I'm going to need another couple mil. I got to throw some more in there, buddy. Let's go.
It's so dirty. Have you been following Buster's Aaron Judge updates?
A little bit here and there. I haven't really had the time. I got Buster. Buster does. I get notifications whenever he does tweets, but since he cheats on us every week, I'm not as dedicated as I once was.
You're going to turn off the notifications soon. Buster, I'll do it. I swear to God, if you keep tweeting, I'll turn you off today, buddy. I'll turn you off.
That's still my dude. That little guy.
Buster,
my little guy.
Buster on June 12th has been doing this constant update for Aaron Judge's stats throughout the season. According to his June 12th math, Aaron Judge, if the season ended that day, would be on pace for 66 home runs.
Let's go.
187 hits, 80 walks, 137 runs, 132 RBIs, and then the slash line. And the slowest swing risk rate of his career, or swing and miss rate of his career. I won't blame the Wi-Fi on that one.
What was that?
66 home runs, Levack. We're talking about in some.
But what's his WAR?
Do you want the WAR?
What's his WAR?
I don't see the WAR listed here. Thank God.
You loser.
Aaron Judge is on a historic pace. I could have probably just said that without reading the stats and then stumbling through it. But this is the MVP of the league. No more Mike Trout. This is not just MVP status, but we're talking about a season we haven't seen, maybe without performance-enhancing drugs, in a very, very long time.
He's playing great, and he's going to cost the Yankees a lot of money. I just hope that he can do this year in and year out. You're going to have to give him minimum 7, most likely 10 years at this point. I hope he's this good for 3, 4 of them before he really, really trails off. Maybe not this good, but of this ilk. He bet on himself, and he's going to make himself a ton of money. And good for him. Good for him. It's not like the Yankees don't have it. Give it to him. Pay him now.
This is going to piss you off so much. This is an NBA take to the core. Somebody like Jay Williams would love this take.
Okay.
Somebody like Rich Paul, an agent, would love this take. It's going to just Yankee fans going to hate it. If this was the NBA, you know what the advice they tell Aaron Judge is before he goes to the postseason? Don't play. I swear, dude, I'm telling you, I guarantee if this was the NBA, we'd be watching First Take with Stephen A. Smith and JJ Redick or somebody up there screaming out, don't play in the postseason. Because in the New York market, they'd say, all those stats are great. Unbelievable stats. He could finish the season with 59 home runs, 65 home runs. Yankee fan, maybe more so than any other North American pro sports franchise. What'd you do in the postseason? Can you imagine if Aaron Judge had 61 home runs, 160 RBIs, whatever it is? I think Levack's there. He's so mad he turned off his camera.
The cat took the wire. I had to plug it back in. She's like, enough of this shit. Feed me. Because
Levack, if Judge played poor in the postseason, couldn't it cost him $40 million? $50 million?
If you're an Oriole front office person, are you going to pay him less that he's a bad offseason? The money's going to be out there. If the Yankees want to keep him, they're going to have to pay. Unless, God help us, he gets hurt. If he keeps this up this year, and even in whatever in the postseason, if I'm the Yankees, sure, I'm going to have that conversation. We'd love to give you more, but you still haven't won us a World Series. Jeter won us, a million of them, and Mickey and everybody else, they won a bunch. So come on. We never paid Don Mattingly this much. He never won us a World Series. You don't see him bitching. But at the end of the day, if you want to keep him, you're going to have to pay him because we now can see what he can do. And I think this stretch of games is going to be really important because you got a lot of really good teams ahead of you right now. Can he keep this up against the really good teams? And if he can, and this goes this whole season, and he stays healthy, dude's getting paid. Dude's getting paid
a ton of money. And by the way, I'm not suggesting that Aaron Judge sit out the postseason. I'm just saying that these new
send all hate mail to Goz at GozzillaMedia.com.
I want the hottest of takes, Goz. I want you to burn me. Tell all the players to sit out
Goz,
the postseason.
TOMGOZZ. He said Aaron Judge should sit out. He said in no uncertain terms, Aaron Judge should sit out.
And don't tell the team either. Just don't show up to work. Just don't show up.
He's 12 feet tall.
Oh, the playoffs are today? I had no idea. I didn't have a contract for next season. Oh, I didn't know. That's amazing. Yes, Yankees are still playing great. Mets are still playing great. I know there's conflicting reports, I'll call it, about DeGrom and whether or not he's going to come back. It's wild to say this out loud. This is actually less outrageous after my Judge take. Do the Mets need to be in a rush at all for DeGrom? Like
Not right now.
No.
Probably like a couple games before the playoffs. Because they're so good with what they've got in their pitching rotation. If he's out there and he's healthy, nobody wants to see them. They're 1-2-3 punch, maybe 4, depending upon how everything's going. But at least you're 1-2. You're going to win 2 games in a row every time. Every time. Until you play the Yankees. Nasty Nestor, Garrett Cole.
There's got to be times where Uncle Steve Cohen is just sitting there like, I paid Scherzer. DeGrom's not out there. We have the best record in the National League. Maybe I could have been a little more cautious with my money.
He's like, screw that. We're drafting Kumar Rocker again. Nobody says no to Uncle Steve. Valley Cats.
What would Mark Singlace do when Kumar Rocker left the team?
Probably yawn. That's probably the most excited he gets, right?
Oh my God, man. The Kumar Rocker stuff's too much now.
It's
too much, dude. I was so about it, man. It is too much with the Rocker stuff, man. Knock it off, everybody. My God.
See Rob Zombie's remaking the Munsters? He's making a Munsters movie. It's a true story, he is.
I didn't see that, no.
I'm pretty sure I know who's going to be Lurch. You rang. Yes, Mark, I did. Sorry, what?
Enough with Kumar Rocker, all right?
Why?
Anybody in the 5?
He's awesome.
No, he stinks.
Good job, Valley Cats. That's a great move by them, though. That'd be like us getting Kenny Pickett. You know what I mean? Like getting like the top guy at his position in the draft. Like, look, I'm not going to go there. I'm going to go play for the Albany Empire. Wait, what? All right, let's go. Like he's going to be a top 10 pick again.
I didn't mean he stinks like he's not a good player. I mean that the whole thing is like too much, man. He's throwing 60 pitches a game. He's not out there like Jack Morris throwing 10 innings and winning the World Series.
But who in the world, if I had given you 70 teams to pick that Kumar Rocker would pitch for next, you would not get to the Valley Cats. I had 750 teams. You might just go, I don't know, fuck it, the Valley Cats. That is a major coup for them. That's a great job by the Valley Cats. That was really impressive.
I wonder if it was straight up like, all right, you got drafted by the Mets. We're going to keep you in New York. What's the non-major league? Yeah. What's the non-major league affiliated team you could go to? Maybe that's how I don't know. That's a total guess.
My guess is probably something similar to the fact of, hey, look, we're about to win a big old lawsuit. We'll take some of that money. We'll funnel to you. You pitch 4 or 5 games and then go back in the draft. How you doing? You want some? All right, come get some.
That's very plausible.
We're going to be front page news, and we're going to give Major League Baseball the middle finger. I think it was brilliant. I got to tell you, I think that was the smartest sports move in the Capital Region. What probably says the Albany County Yankees were bringing in like big league Yankees to rehab. I don't know if there's been a bigger, smarter move in Capital Region sports than them grabbing Kumar Rocker. If you're not a baseball fan, it didn't mean jack to you. I get that. But I remember going like I thought it was a prank. When I first heard it, I was like, yeah, sure, Rick Murphy. Yeah, sure. You're going to have him come sign some autographs. And he's going to leave. Well done. And then when he goes out and pitches a couple times, I'm like, holy smokes. Good job, guys. That's awesome.
He's okay.
What's a better sports move than that?
The Albany Empire hiring me as their broadcaster.
Yeah, I really didn't have a lot of options. So you knew the new president. So I wasn't even named president yet. They were just like, I was like, yeah, Goz is going to do this. Okay. All right, cool.
I was between you or I for that stupid joke. Hiring the Empire, Jeff Levack
sure
president.
That wasn't me. I barely know what I'm doing. I'm good for a fart joke.
We were texting on Saturday night about UFC 275. Dude. I fell asleep in a chair like an old man while you were actually up like a man watching the fights and enjoying them. I had to watch them on a replay through weird YouTube feeds, and I'm sure it's giving my computer a virus, and that's why my Wi-Fi is weird. Let's start before we get to the main event. Let's get to Joanna Jędrzejczyk, my girl. Who you texted me? Do you have the text still available on your phone right now of what you texted me about her?
I don't know. Actually, I'm looking.
I believe it said your fellow Polak got knocked out.
Yeah, I might have put knock the F out though.
Okay,
that sounds.
She then retired. She's done. She said, "I'm all done." We've interviewed her multiple times. Are you more surprised by, I feel like it's been a theme of today's show, are you surprised by the loss or the retirement?
Really neither. We knew that was going to be a tough fight. And on top of it, it kind of was out there that she might walk away. So it wasn't like it did not really catch me that much off guard. As a matter of fact, your other fellow Polak, Mike Korda, texted me before the end of the fight. She's laying the gloves down. I guarantee it. So I was like, good for you. You guys like know each other or something. No, it's she. What does she got left to prove? You know, she's got nothing left to prove. And, you know, the way she, like, I'm surprised she came back in the last fight. She looked like somebody made somebody melted a Barbie doll with the way her face got exploded up in the last fight.
Oh, she got worked. And look, she's got knocked out before in her career, or at least choked out, lost. I remember covering her fight at the Garden against Rose. Yeah, it was against Rose. Yeah. I'm just surprised the vibe we got, Levack, and maybe it's just like when we got her hyping up a fight, she felt like to me someone who had to fight. Like she talked about her journey of what it meant to be a fighter and how often she trained and what it meant for her family and her country. Like there's certain people that it feels like they will always be a fighter. And maybe it's that, maybe I just answer my own question. Like maybe there's too much pride involved with some fighters that said, if I keep losing, it's actually going to hurt my image, my country, how people view this. I don't know if that even plays a factor in it, because when we've interviewed her, it felt like she would never do anything else but fight.
I will. Yeah, I think it was the other way though. I think she's done. Like, you know what I mean? I think she knows she's done. And just because she's not in the cage doesn't mean she's not going to be in fighting. I don't, maybe she'll be an announcer. Maybe she'll be a coach. She'll probably end up with some kind of workout deal. Like, why wouldn't you hire her to pimp your gloves or anything like that? And, you know, maybe acting, you never know. Like she could do just about whatever she wants. She's a good looking woman. She's very smart. She's still got her brains intact, which can't be said for every fighter who's fought as long as she's fought. But no, I got that. I'd say the one that I liked the most was in the early prelims. And this is probably the most sexist thing I'm going to say today, which is saying something. Gomez Juarez. I can't even remember her first name. She was a strawweight and she knocked out Na. And there's something about a hot female knocking out a chick who does not even look female that I'm all in. Like I'm all in. Like she's this little smoke show, and the woman she was fighting looked like she could be in that K-pop band you like. And I was like, those dudes that was
BTS?
Yeah. Irritable bowel syndrome, those guys. And I was just like, dude, there's just something about a beautiful woman who takes out these like just jacked up chicks who have foregone all like attractiveness. They just live to fight, which God bless you, do your thing. But like when somebody's like, no, I'm still a chick. I still like putting lipstick on and just whooping your ass. And then she goes, she didn't speak a ton of English, but she goes, Dana. She does like the money sign. She's like calling for the bonus for the knockout. I was like, she won me over a little bit. I'll be watching when she fights from now on.
I will find her. Now you've sold me on her. I kind of want to find out if there's that new, you know what, kind of goes to the banner we have here on the front, the new stars of the UFC. Maybe she is one of the emerging stars. That's kind of the feeling from UFC 275 is that new stars are on the way. And I've beat that storyline to death. And finally it pays off for this pay-per-view, which you and I think I teased this on social media. Like it might be my biggest whiff of 2022 in sports. I know I undersold this card. Like you and I did a bit at Hooters where like, can you name who's on the card? Like let's battle through these last names of who's actually fighting. And by the end of it, it's one of the best pay-per-view cards of the year potentially. And the main event, we got to talk about the main event. Glover Teixeira.
Well, even before that though, when Shevchenko almost lost. If she doesn't accidentally headbutt Santos, like Shevchenko almost lost. That fight was not going her way. So before you even get to the main event, the co-main event, Shevchenko, like who has been a wrecking ball, was getting all she could handle before an inadvertent headbutt fractured the orbital on Santos, and now all of a sudden it's a different fight. But that fight was crazy. And then Glover Teixeira, every time I thought he was done, he put on a flurry, but then it just wasn't enough.
That main event, as I watched it through grainy YouTube videos, hopefully you have the same way as I do. I love John Jones. All right. That's our guy. We love John Jones. Shout out to our guy, Andrew Williams. By the way, you haven't given him a shout out. Andrew Williams, new father, by the way. Shout out to him and his wife. Yes. They just had a baby last month. Baby Mia. So shout out to Dubs.
Screw him. He doesn't talk to me.
Endicott. John Jones was the light heavyweight champion for 9 years. There's now been 3 different champions in the light heavyweight division in 9 months. But that fight, not just the best fight, obviously, of the card, even though you mentioned some good ones, not just the best fight of the year. Levack, I've heard it talked about that might be one of the greatest light heavyweight fights in UFC history. It might be that and Jones Gustafsson. Remember that classic duel the first time they fought? Is it that level of one of the great fights in the history of the light heavyweight division between Glover and Yuri?
Absolutely. Again, that fight could have ended probably 6 times before it ended, where the flurry of punches are coming one way, or Glover had Yuri's back. It could have happened a million times. Is Ryan McCarthy demonizing me because I think a hot chick winning a fight is awesome?
Yes.
So be it. I'm a demon. I like boobies. Live with it. I don't know what else to tell you. I'll tell you right now, go watch that chick fight and then tell me you don't go, damn, I'd let her kick my ass. Go ahead. I'll wait. I'll sit right here.
Yuri and Glover. When Yuri wins.
And it's Silvana Gomez Juarez.
Yeah. Yuri's got like the ponytail going right.
The
like,
shogun knot, the top knot.
Yeah, I almost want to call it the samurai, but that doesn't fit his culture. But
top
similar.
Yeah. Well, he is. No, he is. He lives the way of the shogun.
Okay. He wins, and not only does he win the title, have you seen the videos of him in the Czech Republic when he had gone back home? 7,000 people packed his village. He had like the heroes welcome parade.
Is his village. That's it. That's all the people.
Just everybody was there.
Everyone.
He looks like one of the new stars of the UFC.
Yeah.
Look,
he's got a belt. He's got a belt.
Yes, the fighting style, the look, the following. Look, he went from a guy who I had no clue who he was because, I knew Glover. I knew the other names in the card. I wasn't as familiar with Yuri. And now he's gone to, I will fight potentially anybody who wants to go up against me. And maybe potentially, I feel like he fought John Jones before. Is my memory like not right on that? I feel like there was a fight between him and John Jones. I want to double check on that.
I want to see him fight Stipe. If Stipe's, I don't know what kind of shape Stipe's in. Is Stipe ready? Or is he done? Because that's the thing. Like, if Stipe's done, you think he's done?
Yeah.
That sucks because I enjoy watching Stipe fight. I do want to see some Americans start like slapping people around and winning belts again. There's a whole lot of like Russian and Czech and everything, like accents on these holding these titles up. You know what I mean? Like, I want to see go.
He did not fight John Jones. The reason I even
was I demonetized? Wait, is that because I like boobs? Does that work? That's not how you get demonetized, is it?
No, I don't think.
I think it matters whether or not people watch me like boobs. Isn't that the deal?
Yes, I think that is.
Yeah,
it's a watch party. The reason I thought that Yuri,
Ryan, you like boobs. That's why you got a pair.
The reason I thought Yuri fought John Jones is because John Jones trended after the fight. Not Yuri. So it's like, they must have fought again. Like that. They must talk to the No.
When are you going to give up on John Jones? When are you going to give up on him?
Yesterday. Already. It's over. It's already over for John Jones. I gave up for him probably 2021. I mean, I feel like he got arrested in December not too long ago. It's like, all right. It's like him and, this is a weird comparison, but like him and Jeff Hardy. Like Jeff Hardy's back in the news. Guys who had unbelievable talent, unbelievable potential. People become fans of those guys. They do something away from the ring, and you're just like, dude, I cannot keep saying I'm a fan of you if you keep doing this stuff, man. Like, this is horrible. Like, no. Like, you're so talented. You're so amazing to watch. You're so entertaining. I can't support dudes like this.
I'm glad Jeff Hardy's getting the help he needs. But I will tell you that of all the pro wrestlers I've met, or talked to, or spent any time around, not an insult. He's the one that I'm least surprised is addicted to something. Because I was on GNA. I was doing mornings on GNA. I was part of the Sean and Richie show. So we're talking, Jesus, what, 12 years ago, maybe? 13 years ago, maybe? And he was on the show one day, right? Limousine pulls into the back garage at the station. I go out to walk him in. So what is he in his 20s at that point, maybe?
Yeah.
I think he's in his 20s. And he can't get out of the limousine. It's a little rainy outside, and guys, he turns as slow as he can to get his legs outside the door and get his feet on the floor. And I'm like, Jeff, do you need a hand? No, I'm good. It like makes all the noises of pain to get upright, stretch. You hear it's like if somebody lit off a pack of firecrackers. All right, let's go. And he walked in slowly, shuffled in, sat down, did the interview like anybody else, and then left. But he gave his entire physical well-being to pro wrestling. And the fact that he's hooked on anything, it started with painkillers. I'll put money on it started with painkillers. So I just remember seeing that going, holy crap, it's this guy that, he's jumping around, pointing, his head, jumping from things and swanton bombs and all these. And he goes, I've seen 90-year-old people get out of cars faster than he did. So it's never okay to do drugs and this, and I'm glad he's getting the help he needs and whatever, but damn, that dude left it in the ring. That's why he did the drugs.
Yeah, man. In comparison to Hardy and John Jones, is that John Jones just feels like there's always been something wrong up here. We've talked about how, like, if your friends do something crazy at a party, like, somebody did something funny. But like John Jones always went way too far on the crazy scale of like, okay, dude, like, yeah, not that far. We were just having fun, man. Like, that's how John Jones always felt. The comparison, right? Mentally versus physically, how these guys have treated their bodies and everything else. But both of those guys, I guess this is like the callous, cold broadcaster in me. I want more reports on those guys. Like, I want a full documentary. I want cameras on them 24/7. I feel like we have just barely peeled the onion on both of their real stories of what's happened in their lives. I know Hardy's nickname was the charismatic enigma. I feel like John Jones is the same way. Like, I feel like I barely even really know what's happening. I don't know if it's a new form of a 30 for 30. I don't know if it's a movie. I need more. I'm still, even though I don't want to be a fan of these guys, I want more information on their lives and how the hell their careers have gone this way.
I'm good with both. I don't care. I'm over with John Jones. I never liked him. Like, I liked his, like, let's be honest, his fighting style is boring. It's boring. He's a boring fighter.
It's not Mayweather boring, but it's not McGregor.
And when he was younger, he was more exciting. Like,
yes,
like he would wear you out, get position, and then do something. His last couple fights, it was wear you out, lay on you, wear you out, lay on you. Tyrone Woodley, the same style of fighting that gets Tyrone Woodley run. Like, Dana White can't wait to tell you what a piece of crap Tyrone Woodley is. John Jones fights the exact same style now, but he's a hero because he sells pay-per-views.
Yeah, that's true. Tyrone Woodley. I just keep thinking about Jake Paul knocking him out, or Logan Paul, one of the Paul brothers.
Yeah, one of those. All those Pauls guys look alike to me.
I love this question I got on Twitter earlier today from @SirBert. I want it to lead off Q&A to end the day, but before we get there, I'd like to see one of the Paul brothers fight Jared Lozier. Yeah, let me see that.
Did you see Lozier's head?
I did.
He's like all sunburned up. He looks like one of the Wet Bandits, Daniel Stern, Wet Bandit from Home Alone. Even he put it next to each other, just red, just all over his freaking ginger melon.
Now is time to call Jared Lozier. If you've listened to these podcasts, these shows before, guys, if you listen to Levack, guys, if you've never reached out to Jared Lozier, now is the time to just please text this man and say, "Are you okay? How is your sunburn?"
Just tell him you were told code word scorched ginger melon will get you a great deal.
518-956-3753. There's your opening line to 518-956-3753. How's your sunburn? Whatever.
Scorched ginger melon.
Scorched ginger melon. He's actually going to save you cash, by the way, on the things that are important in your life. Gas is almost up to $5, depending on where you live. Groceries continue to go up. You're looking at your expenses through 2020. You're like, where can we save money? Those insurance policies for the things that are important in your life, your car, your home, your small business, whatever it might be, things that are valuable for you. You can save cash just by getting a new quote on an insurance policy. You call Jared Lozier, you email him, jaredl@nemail.com. Again, jaredl@nemail.com. And Jared will give you a quote on an insurance policy and help you save cash this year. It's so important. The expenses going up. We love Jared Lozier. He doesn't love sunscreen. I'm sure you will see him out this summer enjoying Empire games under the orange roof and more. He's an awesome guy. Jared Lozier,
Northeastern off piece of
Insurance.
skin from his head. Yeah, it's awesome.
Text him 518-956-3753 with save me money or scorched, burned
ginger melon. Scorched ginger melon. Q&A to end the day. Let's start with Tommy Gross so he doesn't threaten me again like he did at Hooters. Do you think the Warriors will close it out in Game 6, or do you see the Celtics forcing Game 7? I'm saying Game 7. I think Game 7 happens. The Celtics are too good, too much pride. I don't know if they can win Game 7, but I think they'll be able to get to Game 7.
I feel like I said Warriors in 6 before the series, so I'm going to stick by my bet.
You said Celtics.
I think I'll stick by it. Here's the one I got from Sir Bert. And he said, I still love this stupid idea. Okay. Maybe it's not a stupid idea. Maybe you love it. Okay. He goes, I want this to be a show. I don't understand why nobody at ESPN, podcast, YouTube have done this idea yet for NFL players at the NFL Combine. What he wants to do is he wants to have all the NFL rookies who take the Wonderlic test find out one by one on a show a la Maury Povich style. So you hold up the card. Frank Gore, out of a score of 1 to 50, your score on the Wonderlic test is a 6. Oh, no. What is a 6? What?
He's just drooling.
Sebastian Janikowski, your score is a 9. No.
Yeah, 6'9". Yes. Yes.
Get the nerds from the Ivy League. You got a 47. No. No. What do you think about Wonderlic Game Show, sponsored by Godzilla Media, and a suggestion from @SirBert on Twitter?
I wouldn't mind it as a side note, but you know what I want? I want guys in the league, 3 years minimum, to go back and retake the combine. Ooh. I want them to go back and redo it because I think it'll be so much funnier because they train for the combine. They teach you how to run and jump and everything else for the combine. Now you get a guy who's already probably making millions, not worried about it, knows he's going to get his second contract or whatever, or he's out and he didn't give a rat's ass anyway, and see if they can still do it. See if like the 4, like you ran a 4.40. It's like, yeah, he runs a 4.7, but you're the fastest guy in football. Yeah, but I don't give a shit about the underwear Olympics anymore.
I'm in for that. As long as they take it serious, like as long as they like really want to do it and really find pride in it, like you get Tyreek Hill versus somebody. Yeah, I'm cool.
Give away a cash prize for each workout. Like fastest 40 gets money, best bench press gets money. Like you throw money around. Wonderlic gets money, and then go that way.
Long ball gets money. Like if you got to watch Josh Allen throw against somebody, I always like the idea of, and this is, I know I'm going back to the NBA here, but I think it'd be cool if like the NBA brought back legends to compete in some of these competitions, more so the 3-point shootout than any of them. Like I think it'd be cool if like,
we're doing that.
They were doing it for like it was like the WNBA legend and current player. I forgot what it was called, but they did some type of like skill set competition. Yeah. I've got Bill on Twitter who wants to hop in about the NBA Finals. Elite submission here from Bill. Celtics can look really bad at times, but I still say the Celtics will win in 7. As for the Warriors, why aren't they setting up Steph Curry to shoot the basketball more? Nobody else on that team can shoot.
Man, he's hurt. I don't know.
Draymond said this in the postgame. And you know what? I cannot believe Draymond Green is growing on me a little bit. Draymond said, what's the narrative of that? It's Steph Curry and no help. Like, is this the LeBron thing? Like, it only happens when Steph Curry plays poorly that he has no help, even though he won. But when Steph goes for 45, you're like, Steph. Like, guys, he's Steph Curry. We're giving him the ball when he's shooting well. Right. And then when he's not, we have to make play. Like, this isn't that hard of a... And I'm like, all right, Draymond. Yeah, you're right. That's exactly what it is. You're right.
I see you. How about this one real quick? Jonathan Felipe-Eagle. Watch the Orioles draft Kumar Rocker and hear Goz's reaction. What will your reaction be if they draft Kumar Rocker, who you think sucks?
Like I said, Jonathan, earlier in the podcast, he's a phenomenal player. He's incredible. I don't know what podcast you were listening to. I don't know what I've told you from day one. Kumar is one of the greatest prospects, only if the Orioles take. And then we'll have a discussion about that. Sean just wrote in 9:00 tip-offs are too late for the NBA Finals.
Oh, I feel like that's become like the new get off my lawn. You know, like I don't love it all the time, But there is something very freeing about making my own schedule now. So maybe it's one of those where I'm just like, you guys suffer through. I don't give a crap. Doesn't hurt me. I'll go to work when I feel like it. I'm damn president.
I'll tell you, I didn't care about that for a long time. The tip-off times, I'm like, man, enough with people complaining about tip-off. And then I got a baby. I'm like, oh, don't you people have families? What do you guys do all day? How could you do this to me?
Here's what you do. Here's what you do. About 9 o'clock tonight, just start running the rec room and go, wah! And be like, how do you like it? Leave me alone in the morning.
I'm not gonna do that.
It's time for you to learn to make toast. Okay, you're the king of the dinosaurs, Rex. Go make some toast. Here you go. Corey Darfler. Oh my God, forgot you were on. LOL. Hi guys. Corey keeps sending me pictures of his meat.
Me too. What's up with that?
He's trying to sell us his meat. He's like, you'd love my meat in your mouth.
Corey's
sick. He's a sick man.
I like a Corey acting like you didn't know we were on. That's like what a girl does. What?
Yeah. Oh my God, are you here? Oh my God, you're in your own house? It's crazy. I always come here on Tuesdays.
Why are you locking the door?
Yeah, oh my God, stop throwing out sharp stuff. Why are your curtains so thick? I can't see anything.
You and I are back on Saturday.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
10:30 to noon. I know we both like being out live, but it looks like it's going to be at virtual style. And then the following week will be on a Sunday, remember, because the Albany Empire will be kicking
Sunday
off
family
Sunday.
fun day. Big surprises. Got rally towels for the first 200 through the door. Kids 12 and under are free. And a big surprise, which I will say at some point soon. I just am not ready yet. So I love watching everybody try to guess what we're doing.
I say don't do it till the coaches show next week, even though I want the exclusive and I would like that.
No, I'll do it before then. Because people are going to need to. I think a lot of people are going to go, you know what? I want to go to that. I think it'll make people are going to want to change their plans. I think.
Ooh, so this sounds like a weekend social media post, and I get to be the first one to ask you about it on Saturday's show.
I was going to do it on Friday, and then you'd be the first one to talk to me about it on Saturday.
Oh, it's all about me, and I'm very happy.
I mean, unless Quinn and Cantera call me Saturday morning, they do tend to call me on Fridays. So
no. Listen, I'm going to call in during your segment.
That'd be hysterical. You should be like I've started going in because my phone for whatever reason, whenever I call my phone, it sounds like crap. So I go there. You should go there and be in the studio window.
I'm going to call in as Corey and Greenwich and see if they'll take my call during your segment.
Hi, this is Green and Corywich, and I'm very curious. No, I think you're gonna like what we're doing. No,
don't tell me. Leave it for Quinn.
Well, no, I just want this is one of those ones where I hear people talk about us, the Empire, and Mike Korda, like we don't care. And what he allowed me to do, that's going to get done very soon, is proof that he cares more about the fans than he does himself. And that'll be very, very clear very soon. But that guy cares more about this community and this fan base than he will ever admit openly. But with what he allowed me to do is not coming at any small financial side, and it is not coming at any small. Apparently, I've caused actual big issues. Apparently, I've started a bit of an issue. And he's like, you know what? Thanks a lot. And I'm like, you're welcome. And he's like, for the fans. And he walked away from me. So they called me an asshole.
Our audio audience is going to feel so much better because they can just click the next episode if you're listening on the weekend. Sorry, you're going to have to wait till Saturday. And I don't even know what it is. So.
I bet you could guess. Of anybody. I bet you could.
All
but
right.
I want to
broadcast. No, I don't want to know till Saturday. I won't even ask you.
That's all right. I don't care. You can ask all you want. I'm not going to tell you I don't trust you. You got like 60 freaking podcasts. Looks like nobody listens to the other ones. So, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do it on Cup of Morning or whatever the F it is, Ryan's show, because then I know no one will hear it.
Do you have advice for the day, you?
Do you want me to give you the advice that Coach liked for me today?
Sure.
I've been telling people this. Careful kicking me when I'm down, because if you pull something, you may not be able to run away when I get up.